Welcome to Studio 51. I'm Kevin Carroll.
And I'm Lauren Smith. Studio 51 is a weekly news magazine produced by Loyola University students in Chicago. Our name is Studio 51 because we are located on 51 East Pearson in this beautiful studio in downtown Chicago.
You won't want to miss a minute of our show this week. Which city will get Barack Obama's presidential library? Studio 51's commentary takes a guess. Get a recap of all the important latest news and sports stories you have missed this week. Hungry, but tight on a budget? Our foodie tells you where to go.
The new iPhone came out this week. Is it right for you or is it too pricey? Our Tech Talk tells it all, and of course, everyone wants to know, is fall here to stay? We'll have that and a complete weather forecast. But first, here's our news summary with our Studio 51 Samantha Sartori. Sam?
Thanks, Lauren. The biggest development this week, not surprisingly, is the House's approval of President Barack Obama's plan to arm Syrian rebels to fight ISIS. House Democratic leader Nancy Pelosi says making this decision was hard but necessary. The Senate is expected to give its approval today. Across the pond, the Scots take a historical referendum vote today. Will they break off from Great Britain or will they remain part of the United Kingdom? Over 4 million people are registered to vote in Scotland, and the turnout could be record-breaking. Closer to home, Chicago Bears wide receiver Brandon Marshall is the latest player caught in the middle of the NFL's domestic violence controversy. Celebrity attorney Gloria Allred at a press conference yesterday claims Marshall abused his girlfriend back in 2006. Back then, Marshall was playing with the Denver Broncos and he was acquitted of those charges. Marshall tweeted that he will be making a statement about the domestic violence in the NFL sometime today. And here's the latest on the Ebola outbreak. President Barack Obama says he will be sending troops and more help to fight the Ebola outbreak in West Africa. That aid will include healthcare workers, medical supplies, and more materials to build hospitals. Here at Loyola, several students travel to Ghana every year. Ghana is a country that is not affected by the Ebola outbreak. These students work with a group called Global Brigades. Studio 51 reporter Molly Brewer has more.
United States built latrines and water harvesters in communities like Abuakwa, Ghana, that still rely on the local river as a water source. The river, which passes through many villages, is a carrier for infectious diseases such as cholera and yellow fever. In addition to building utilities, the students educated local children on ways to access clean water and stop the spread of infections and viruses.
We were able to teach them proper, boiling techniques to boil their water to make sure it's clean, how to wash their hands properly, what to avoid, especially when it comes to animals, and how to stay clean just so they can avoid getting these diseases.
For these students, a trip to Ghana turned into more than just providing clean drinking water. It served as a glimmer of hope that their contributions to stop the spread of diseases could make a small difference in a larger international epidemic. Reporting for Studio 51, this is Molly Brewer.
Thanks, Molly. And finally, need an excuse to crack open a beer this weekend? Here's one. Chicago is now officially the best drinking city in America. According to GQ magazine, the Windy City offers something for everyone. The magazine notes Goose Island and Half Acre are the best breweries, and if you're looking for the best neighborhood to grab a drink, head over to Logan Square. For Studio 51's news summary, I'm Samantha Sartori.
Thanks, Samantha. There's a new study out on autism and new information on sports concussions. More on that with Studio 51's Health Beat reporter, Emma Wheeler.
A new study done by the University of California, Davis offers new hope for children with autism. The study shows that screening infants 4 to 6 months can greatly reduce symptoms by age 2 to 3. Clinical psychologist Rachel Lofton said that in some cases, the kids completely caught up in their learning and language skills. Although there is no cure for the disorder, early treatment is crucial to living a more independent life. Kids' sports seem to be getting more and more competitive, and parents seem to be more worried about injuries. The FDA has approved a new test to diagnose concussions developed by Athletico Physical Therapy. The test uses brain network activation, or BNA, to measure nerve firings in the brain. Head researcher Dr. Jeffrey Kutcher says that instead of relying on symptoms, the test actually shows changes after a concussion. Although the test is only found at athletical locations, they hope to have a center at local hospitals soon. And finally, have you ever felt like your dog knows when you're sick? The University of Pennsylvania Vet Center is putting this to the test. They are training dogs to sniff out cancer cells, specifically those in ovarian cancer. Dr. Leonard Lichtenfield of the American Cancer Society says dogs could greatly aid in the diagnosis of early stages of cancer. That wraps up this week's Health Beat. I'm Emma Wheeler.
Thanks, Emma. Who knew dogs had that type of capability?
You know, honestly, Kevin, every time I get sick, I just want to cuddle up with my dog. Does that count as my dog knowing that I'm sick? Fall might be in the air, but there's a lot of gridiron action. Here's Sports 51 in seconds with Andy Gonzalez.
Football may be back, but wow, there's a lot of controversy going on right now. Adrian Peterson will not be playing for the Minnesota Vikings anytime soon. The Vikings owner admits he made a mistake reactivating the running back. Peterson was originally deactivated from the team after being charged with child abuse, but was later cleared to play this Sunday. Now, after outcries from fans and sponsors, the Vikings have decided to deactivate him indefinitely. Some sad news for Bears fans. ESPN reports that cornerback Charles Tillman will be out for the rest of the season following a triceps injury during last Sunday's game against the 49ers. His contract ends at the end of the season, which means this could be the last we'll see him in a Bears jersey. The Blackhawks, thank God, were able to keep a few key players like Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews, but because the team has to abide by a salary cap, they have to make some cuts from the roster or trade players with high contracts. Stay tuned. Make sure to catch your Chicago Bears this Monday as they take on the Jets. I hate the Jets, so go Bears. With Sports with 51 Seconds, I'm Andy Gonzalez.
Up next, we'll have an interview with the Loyola Phoenix editor-in-chief, a commentary, and a tech reporter with the latest iPhone news. Stay with us.
All can do to be healthier, no matter who you are or where you are. So let's move.
Oh, here we go.
Let's stretch in the grass.
What a play.
Let's play tag.
Wow, unbelievable.
Let's jump up and down.
Oh, what a way to finish it.
And most of all, let's eat better so that we have the energy we need to play an hour a day, every day.
Everyone can play. Just go to letsmove.gov to learn more.
This can't be happening.
This can't be happening.
Of course it's not happening. Armored car. Listen, having money isn't about luck. Make your own coffee, save $1,000 a year. Feed me.
Feed the pig.
Welcome back to Studio 51. I'm Lauren Smith. This week's issue of the Phoenix featured a very controversial topic on the Sigma Pi fraternity. Kevin has more. Kevin?
Thanks, Lauren. With us today, we have Loyola editor-in-chief Esther Castillo. Esther, in this recent edition of the Phoenix, you have a story that features information about how Sigma Pi was recently kicked off campus. A lot of the story was initially kicked off because of an anonymous tip that Loyola received. Can you tell us more about the evidence that you gathered?
Yes. Earlier this semester, someone sent a tip to Loyola administrators and officials from the Sigma Pi National Chapter about a Facebook page showing sexual conduct done to a mannequin by Sigma Pi members, and this page was kept and hosted by Sigma Pi. Sigma Pi's chapter at Loyola.
You did not receive any word from Sigma Pi's president at Loyola, but have you received any information from him since?
No. Sigma Pi's president, Michael Brown, he spoke with other media outlets, but he didn't speak with us, and he wasn't available for comment when we ran the story. But we were the first ones to run it in Chicago, and it got scooped by mainstream media outlets in the city.
Okay. And since the publication of the story, what kind of effect do you think that this will have on Loyola's Greek life in general?
Well, the university really responded very well to this case. So in the future, this will send a message to other fraternities to not engage in this type of conduct.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much for coming in to chat, Esther. Up next, we have Anna Buchanan gives her 2 cents where we should put the President Obama's library.
The Barack Obama Foundation has announced the 4 finalists for the Presidential Library and Museum. The nominees are the University of Chicago, the University of Illinois at Chicago, Columbia University in New York, and the University of Hawaii. These 3 states hold some sentimental value for our president. President Obama was born in Hawaii and has received his undergraduate degree in New York. But it was Chicago that Obama launched his political career that has carried him all the way to the White House. So where should he go with this library? Well, Honolulu is offering an oceanfront location, but I believe his decision is a no-brainer and it has to be in Chicago. He has 2 great schools to choose from here in the Windy City. Remember, it was this city that he returned to work as a community organizer back in 1991. It is this city which contributed to his passion and his calling for community organizing and politics. Any of the sites on Chicago's South Side could help with economic development and jobs. I say, Mr. Obama, come home. For Studio 51's commentary, I'm Anna Buchanan.
Thanks, Anna. You know, an oceanfront library sounds awesome, but I really want to see the library in Chicago.
You know what? I completely agree with you, Kevin. You know, well, Kevin, I always thought I've been tech savvy, but let's get the latest on the latest with our tech reporter, Alex Whitler. Alex?
The new iPhone has kept Americans curious for months. Both the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus officially go on sale this Friday, but critics have already started to speak up. New features include sharper cameras, a faster processor, and larger, more crisp screens. The phone broke records even before hitting the shelves, with 4 million pre-orders in the first 24 hours. But take note, without a mobile provider, your new iPhone could set you back over $600. So at that price, why are shoppers biting at the bit? Tech expert Katie Lynn says it's well worth the price considering we check our phones more than 600 or 150 times per day. So let's think about this. At $650, it'll cost you around $4 every time you check your phone, just in the first day. After 6 months, that number drops to 2 cents. But the question is it worth the splurge? Did you decide? Well, think about it and tell us what you think by tweeting us at Studio 51 Chicago.
Thanks, Alex. Stay with us when we return for our foodie report and our weekend weather forecast.
Rosita, did you know there's a right way to sneeze? Let's show them, Elmo! Yeah, got it! When you feel like your nose needs to give it at you, this is how you act, this is what you do. Lift your arm up high, bend it toward your face. Sneeze right there in the belly place. Achoo! Achoo! You can do it with ease. Achoo! Achoo! That's the right way to sneeze. Thank you.
To learn more about preventing flu, visit flu.gov.
Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Maybe you should go to your shelter and get a mature dog who will make your blues disappear. How's that for tricks? I got picked. Wow.
Welcome back. Looking for a tasty but inexpensive place to eat this weekend? Our foodie, Samantha Pion, has a great pick.
Water Tower Place may be the perfect place to shop till you drop, but you need some good food to keep your energy up until then. Here on the mezzanine level, M Burger is the perfect place to do just that. This week, I grabbed lunch here with a friend, and we are both so glad that we did.
I ordered the M Burger and fries. Their signature burger came with bacon, cheese, and sauce. The combination tasted great, but it was a little messy, so be careful. My friend ordered the Hurt Burger, which came with spicy barbecue sauce, jalapenos, and pepper jack cheese. The restaurant is definitely popular with shoppers.
I come here a lot. It's one of my favorite burger places in Chicago.
It turns out that this customer and I love the M Burger for the same reason.
I love bacon, so I love the M Burger.
The restaurant also has a full sundae and smoothie bar. Stop in on your next shopping trip. For Studio 51, I'm your foodie, Samantha Peel.
Thank you, Sam. Join us next week for another foodie report. And if you have a restaurant that you would like Studio 51 to review, tweet us at Studio 51 Chicago.
It's not officially fall, but our temperatures are dropping. Let's find out more with Studio 51's Jade Anderson outside our studio. Jade?
Thanks, Kevin. Hey everyone, I'm standing outside in downtown Chicago on this warm but cloudy day. It's currently 70 degrees outside and will reach a high of 76 with a low of 54. Now today might be cloudy, but this weekend will have lots of sunshine and clear blue skies. Let's check out your weekend weather forecast. To start out on Friday, we'll have a high of 77 with a low of 54. Now moving into Saturday, we'll reach a high of 79 with a low of 55. To close out the weekend on Sunday, we'll stay with that high of 79 and we'll have a low of 54. That's your weekend weather forecast. I'm Jade Anderson. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Jade. Sounds like perfect weather. But I'm really holding out for a beach day.
You know what? Good luck with that. I'm going to be training for my half marathon. Hope you've got some great plans for this weekend and enjoy our first show. You can tweet us at Studio 51 Chicago or Facebook at Studio 51, which is a production of Loyola University Chicago. Until next week, enjoy your weekend.